Welcome to Beyond the Cloud. In today's video, we will guide you through the steps of deploying your first virtual machine in Microsoft Azure. You will learn how to set up, configure, and launch a VM, providing you with the fundamental skills to manage virtualized environments in the cloud. So let's get started on your journey to masterizing Azure VM. If you are new to this channel, kindly like, share, subscribe, and comment your thoughts. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't. I will try to make some recommended videos out of you guys if you have any. So sit tight and enjoy. So in this particular video, we are going to create a virtual machine on our Azure uh, portal. So in my first video of Azure, we have set up the users and groups that is required for your organization, maybe to how to log in. If you have a couple of users and you want to create a group out of the users, and how to create that and how to do that, how to modify a user, how to make a owner for that particular user, you can find it in my previous video. But this video is mainly to deploy your first virtual machine in Azure, how to do that. And it's gonna be fun. We will deploy one Windows virtual machine in Azure. This is the step one. In the first step, we will deploy a Windows VM, and the second step, we will also connect to that particular VM to the new server with remote desktop policy. So one thing to keep in mind is that we need remote desktop client to be installed, whether you are using a Mac or whether you are using a Windows machine. You need to have this RTP client installed in your machine to be connected to the server after you deploy the Windows VM. And at the last step, we are going to delete the server that we have created, because any kind of unused server will cost you money. In cloud, nothing is free. So if you want to avoid paying for the unused server, maybe you forget after one day or 2 days, it's always better to delete the unused resources so that you don't pay for those. So these three steps are consisting in this video, and we are going to see how can we deploy an Windows VM into a cloud, Azure cloud, and also how can we log into that, and how can we delete the VM if we are not using it. So I hope you will enjoy this video. So let's go and see the practical. So if you know this portal already, that this is my Azure portal where we will be using, where I will be using to deploy our virtual machine in cloud. So if you log into the Azure portal, you will come here in this launch pad that I used to say, and then on the virtual machine section, maybe it will come here. You can directly go from here, or you can type in virtual uh, machine. It will also come here. So you can search for it and you can click on it, and both will come in the same place. And here on the top left, you will be able to find that under create button there is this Azure virtual machine. So we are going to create this virtual machine from scratch. We don't need any custom configuration, preset configuration. So we will select the Azure virtual machine, the first option, and upon selecting this one, it will open up a new page where I have to select couple of things which are not pre-configured, because I am selecting it from scratch. So we will be discussing couple of mandatory things here, what you can select and what you don't have to select, and we will discuss over it. So first of all, we need one subscription. So everyone will have a subscription whenever you will open an Azure portal to with your account. So the subscription we will not change, and we have already one pre-configured resource group with us, so that's one we will select. You can also configure your resource group to the other one that the one that you have by default. You can also create one, but in this case we will not create one. We will select whatever by default is given to us. So subscription and resource group is done, and then we need to give one name for our virtual machine. Like in AWS world also, you need to give a name to your EC2 instances. Like that, you need to give one name to the virtual machine. Right now I am going to give it as VM testing, maybe Azure. This is fine. So my virtual machine name is VM testing Azure, and the region we will select the default region that I have. I am not changing this one. You can also select your own region, if and but the region may vary. Please remind that the region may vary. If your default region is Frankfurt, then it will be selected here. So create go with your default region, and for availability zones, I will select the availability zone.
There are a couple of other options like no infrastructure redundancy required, so it can deploy your availability. It can deploy your VM in anywhere, or you can deploy your VM with scale set as well. But I will not go into that complexity right now. I will select the availability zone as it is, and the availability zone you can see the zone 1 it has been selected, that the VM will be deployed in my zone 1 in the South Central US. The security type we will not change anything, and the image something that we will change. We are going to deploy, as I said, a Windows VM. So we will select this Windows Server 2019 data center x64, and then we come down here, and the size we will not select something, but we can see that the size is not available in zone 1 and zone 3 is supported, so maybe we have to change the zone 3. So I will select zone 3, and zone 1 I will unselect, and the error will disappear because this size is only available in zone 3. So I will deploy my server in availability zone 3. Now the size is okay. Then I have to select the username and password. So I will give a username called Azure VM user. So please be aware that you need the user to log into the VM later. So keep in mind the username that you are giving. So I am giving Azure VM user. So I will remember this one. And the password, I will select a password which meet the requirements of the password, and I have to type in the same password twice, and the password should match. So you see that password has been selected, and I have given the password required. I have passed the password requirement, and both of my passwords are matching now. So the username is Azure VM user, and my passwords I have given. And the inbound port is something that selected inbound ports. This is the RDP port that we have selected, and this RDP port is the one that will be required to log into that particular virtual machine. Now uh, here licensing you can also use. If you have already a Microsoft license, you can also use this one. Upon selecting this one, it will ask for the license for confirming. I am currently not using any license, so I will not change anything here. So apart from that, you don't need to do anything, and maybe click the next disk type. A disk type also you don't need to change anything, and probably the networking also something we don't need to change anything. Only um one thing that we can select is that the public inbound ports that I have selected is the RDP one. This will allow. So here is the banner. You please look into it, that this will allow all IP addresses to access your virtual machine. That means this is the public IP address, and everyone in the cloud which have your RDP file will have access to that machine. This is not recommended in the production one. In production, you really should shrink down to this inbound port to the one that you will be using, same as the security group concept in AWS. And also I will check this one, the delete public IP address when the VM is deleted, because whenever we will delete the VM, it should also delete the public IP address, otherwise it will also cost me some money. Again, uh, nothing to change here. Next is the management one, where we will not change anything. And then monitoring, nothing is changed. And then maybe review and create. So while clicking on the review and create, it will review all the configuration that I have selected one by one, and it will automatically show me that do you want to create the virtual machine now. So it is still checking, and the validation has been passed. You can see that the validation has been passed. Now I will select create. So Azure actually takes 1 or 2 minutes to create the virtual machine and initializing it. So I will pause this video for 1 or 2 minutes, and I will come back when the resource is deployed. Now after 2 to 3 minutes, I can see my deployment is completed. Now the next step, if you remember, our our server is up and running. Now we need to connect to that server. So to connect to that, you can go to the home again and click on the virtual machine. Your machine will appear here, and under machine, if you go inside of it, there is this option called connect. And if you click on that, there is two options: connect via version or directly connect. I will connect directly. So if you click on connect, as I said, you need to have a RDP client installed in your machine. So I already have a RDP client installed in my machine, so I will just download the RDP file and I will save the file in my desktop. So the file is now saved, and I will open the file now. And if I try to open the file, you see it has already been taken. My username, which is Azure VM user, the RDP file contains the information apart from the password. So the password is something I will type in now. So I have typed in the password, and now I will select continue. So it will tell me that the connection that you are connecting to the server is not the verified back to a root certificate. Your connection may not be secure. You still want to do that? I will see. Yes, continue. So upon selecting continue, it will configure something. The remote desktop is configuring, and you can see I have now uh, connected to the machine. So I will make it a bit uh, less smaller. I will make it a bit smaller so that you can see the machine. Here is my machine, which is spinning up right now. Yeah. So my Windows machine is this one. So this is my Windows machine, and you can go here to see the configuration, and also you can see the control panel of the machine. We can also go inside of it. The files and folder will be prepared. So this is the PC, and I have C drive, temporarily storage of D drive, and everything. So my machine is ready uh, for use. So the step 2 has been completed, that we have created the machine, and we have also we have also connected to the server via RDP with the port that we have selected. Now it's time to delete the RDP, delete the machine, so that we don't incur any costs. So before deleting, you need to go to here in the start and maybe select this one and just shut down, or you can go to this particular user or sign out. This is more feasible to do it. So I will sign out from that machine. Now my machine is closed, and what we can do before so to delete the machine, you can also come to this virtual machine and select this virtual machine, or you can, as I already shown you, you can search virtual machines here, and if you come here, this will come in the same page. You select the virtual machine that you want to delete, and here is the option to stop or delete the machine. You can also stop this. This is also fine. In next time, you can also restart or start the machine. You can restart the machine as well. But I really want to delete the machine. The status is running. So you select this machine, and and I will select delete. Before deleting, it will also ask me that this machine needs to be deleted. Yes, this is the removal option, and so it will ask me to give a command of delete. So if I type in delete, and then I type in delete, so it will ask me for a confirmation window that you really want to delete the resource and its internal data and everything, like the public IP and the disks and everything, and I will select delete. So while delete, so the delete command will take some time, also 2 to 3 minutes. So there is no meaning of waiting here for the deletion. It will eventually be done because there is no error that I have seen while giving the delete command. If I just refresh this one, it's still running, but eventually it will delete it. So this is what I wanted to show you, that how to create one virtual machine in Azure, how to connect to that, and how to eventually delete the virtual machine. So I hope really you enjoyed this video. So if you are new to this channel, kindly like, share, and subscribe to my content to my channel, and let me know if you what you like and what you didn't. If you have tried this step that has been shown in the video, please let me know in the comment section how your steps went. And while I was talking, you see the machine is gone, the machine is deleted. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will be back with again another exciting video. So till then, take care and goodbye.